Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Rabbi.
We're learning Mishna Yoma, Perek Gimel, Chapter 3, Mishna Aleph, Mishna 1. Okay, so they point out here in the notes that we're getting back to the service on Yom Kippur itself. We had discussed about how the Kohen Gadol is separated on Erev Yom Kippur. At a certain point of time, the Mishnah is kind of veered away from Yom Kippur, and now we're getting back to Yom Kippur. Now, some of the things we're going to mention here were not just unique to Yom Kippur. However, we are getting back to the focus on, the continuation of the Kohen Gadol's service on Yom Kippur. So, Amar lahem Mamuna, the appointed one said to them. The appointed one means the deputy, the Sgan Kohen Gadol, the deputy Kohen Gadol, and he would say to lahem, to them, to the other Kohanim that were present, Tzu'u, go out and see, imigia zman hashchita, if the time for slaughtering the animal, for the time for slaughtering the carbon tamid, the daily sacrifice has come. Sacrifices cannot be slaughtered at night. It has to be daytime. Daytime means, at least doesn't necessarily mean doesn't mean sunrise. The daytime starts even before the sun rises. It starts at daybreak. We're going to see there's going to be different. We're going to see how far that goes here. Different opinions when that's considered. But the point is that they cannot do the shechita until the sunrise, until it's considered day. So the Mamuna, the deputy, said to the other Kohanim, go out and see if the time for shechita has arrived. Now, the way they went out, the way they would do this is they would go up to a high point, to a high spot at the Beis Hamikdash, a high spot in the chutzner, in the courtyard of the Beis Hamikdash. And from that high place, they would look out to see, has it become day? Some higia, if the time arrived, meaning if the time for morning had arrived, the time for slaughtering the animal had arrived. Oimer Barkai, the Kohen who went to do that, would then announce Barkai, which means there is light. So he went up to this high spot and he said, Barkai, there is light. And that is how he went ahead and that's how they knew it was time for the slaughtering of the Tamid. Now, again, I said that this is talking about on Erev Yom Kippur, but this process was done every day. Every day it was done. But there's something also, but again, this was done on Yom Kippur. All right. So he went and said, this person who went and saw it announced Barkai, there's light. Matisya ben Shmuel Oimer, Matisya son of Shmuel said, Heyer pnei kol hamizrach. He didn't just say Barkai, he didn't just say there is light. He would say the entire eastern horizon has lit up. And the Baratunura says that this is a later time than if you just say Barkai, there is light. That's earlier than saying that the entire eastern horizon has lit up. It's a little bit later. It means there's more light. And according to Matisya ben Shmuel, that is when they would go ahead and shecht the carbon tamid. Now, ad shebechevron, which really means until Chevron. So the explanation here is like this. The person, according to Matisya ben Shmuel, or according to anybody, the person who was sent to go ahead and see, has day begun? He announced day began. Now, he would say, according to Matisya ben Shmuel, he would say, Heyer pnei kol hamizrach. The entire eastern horizon has lit up. Okay. The other Kohanim then would say, Ad shebechevron? Is it as far as Chevron? The city is it as far as the city of Chevron? And he said yes. Now, what was his question? He said the eastern horizon has lit up, and they would say, has it reached as far as Chevron? What kind of question is that? First of all, I don't know if they could see all the way to Chevron, and secondly, if the eastern horizon is there, it's there. What's the question of until Chevron? So the answer is, the Baratuna brings down that it really wasn't necessary to say that. You know why they said it? Because they wanted to mention Chevron. Why do they want to mention Chevron? Because that's where the Avos and the Imais are buried. That's where Av, Yitzchak, and Yaakov and their wives are buried. And therefore, in order to mention the merit of the forefathers, they said it that way. And his response was yes. But the whole purpose of that part of the announcement, or that part of what was going on about, he would say the eastern horizon is lit up. They would say up to Hebron, and he would say yes. The whole point of that part was to invoke the merit of the Avos and Nemois of our fathers and mothers. Have a wonderful day.
Abraham got up early in the morning.
Thank you, Rabbi.